One chapter in Sara Landon's channeled book, The Wisdom of the Council, is dedicated to following the energy or light. The energy is always present and it's always speaking to us. For those of us intent on raising our vibration and wanting to live from a higher plane, detecting, feeling, and following the energy is crucial. What would that mean exactly? Well, being as how everything is energy, every feeling, emotion, person, animal, idea, action, plant, piece of music, book or movie, organization, place, activity, physical thing, it means follow what energizes you, what lights you up, what feels good, what lifts you. On the other hand, where the energy is heavy, lifeless, or you feel guilty or resistant, it's likely that your energy's best interest is to let that thing go. Each time you hear yourself say, I should, or I have to, that's a red flag. You choose how you spend your time and energy. We always have a choice. You may know I work part-time as a secretary in the church in the tiny town where Kevin's parents had long attended services and where they were married 3/4 of a century ago. Being a city girl from California and Colorado, this farming community in the rural Midwest was a world away from my previous life experience. Now it's 6 years later, and I still love going to my job. After all, it's only 2 afternoons a week. I make my own flexible schedule. I have great people to work with, and have a feeling of belonging to this friendly, welcoming community. I love the autonomy and being able to get a little creative with the publications and making improvements to the office and its practices. I really look forward to going somewhere outside of the house where I can be helpful and productive and contribute. That's following my energy. However, a year ago, the bookkeeping part of the job started to really weigh me down. It was 20% of the job and 90% of the headaches. It was time to let that energy drain go. I let the trustees know that in 3 months' time, I was resigning as bookkeeper. If they wanted to find someone separate for that part of the position, great. If it meant I had to quit so that they could hire one person to do both, so be it. In a major synchronicity, a young mom and churchgoer, Kayla, who worked for a bank no less, said she'd like to do it. By that 3-month deadline, Kayla was fully trained and has been performing the job way better than I ever did and without any stress over it. What a relief to release that energy burden. Sometimes it's not that easy. I remember in my career days, I was marketing director for a small software company. I loved it. I learned so much about producing software products, public relations, producing the documentation and software media for distribution, creating a trade booth, and presenting at conferences and trade shows, traveling to Europe and working with distributors, and all kinds of interesting and challenging and scary and rewarding things. But after about 6 years, I wasn't really doing anything new. I was just doing the same things over and over. I knew it was time to move on, but I was comfortable and we all worked together as a fun team, and I didn't really want to look for a job. So the energy changed from lighting me up to having not much life in it at all. It felt kind of like I was wasting my time. I stayed another 2 years before the company itself went under because none of us had new ideas. The company had run its course, so even though I didn't make the move myself, the universe made it for me, which is often the case, and so often a good thing. I'm sure we all know people who've stayed in relationships or jobs that were anything but inspiring or loving, but the fear of the financial upset, exiting their comfort zone, or the unknown future stopped them from making a needed change for their happiness and growth. We also know of people who say the best thing that ever happened to them was losing a job, divorcing, or having cancer because it forced that needed change. Becoming a master of reading and working with energy is a necessity if we're serious about moving to the upper plane. If we want to live a life of joy, love, and sparkle, it's our responsibility to live in those frequencies as much as possible. Remember, the best way to help the world as well as ourselves is to raise our vibration and our consciousness. Following the energy is our path to shine that divine.